Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Craft the World. And on this episode, we are going to be continuing where we left off. Now, I did kind of think about it in between this episode and the last one, and it occurred to me that because I'm doing so many videos today, that by the time you finally see these things, the new patch is probably going to be out by then. And that means multiplayer is going to be out. And the reason I'm trying to kind of do as much of this as possible now today is for a couple reasons. One, I actually have the time today, thankfully. It's the holidays, things get really busy around those times of years for a lot of people, especially me because I got a huge family and, they usually show up to town, and so I don't have as much time to spend playing games as I usually do. So when I do find the time, I try to, get as much in there as possible, and today's Craft the World Day, so that's what I'm doing today, and I'm trying to put a few more episodes out than I would actually kind of like to do, because I like to hear you guys' feedback and then change the videos as you suggest that we should try doing something. The thing to keep in mind, though, is once the new patch does come out, multiplayer is going to be a thing. And because multiplayer is something I've been looking forward to quite a bit, some of this other stuff is gonna, if I haven't finished it by then, it may be a while before I get back to it. So I kind of wanted to do all the stuff that I've been putting off, and one of the things I want to do, especially because of multiplayer, is get my dwarves better gear. Now, I could go off searching for more mithril, and I'm going to do that at some point, but it's not very common on the map, so it's not exactly easy to find. So what I did go ahead and do is I came in here and I went through my guys just to see who needed what. I rearranged some of their armor so that the guys in the front had the best armor, so I didn't have to kind of go through and be like, oh, what's the hodgepodge, who needs what. So basically, as they go through, they get less and less gear for their characters, right? It's not as good. But they all have really good weapons. I don't need to worry about weapons. They all have at least silver axes and pickaxes, so that's okay for now. I do want to get mithril at some point, but I can be fine with silver for a while. Their armor, on the other hand, is pretty much a hodgepodge. As you can see, this guy has gold, which is not bad. I think silver is better than gold. I don't know. I don't remember. I have to go back in there and look at that. But this guy definitely needs some silver armor. This is steel right here. Some more steel. And then I got some people over here still wearing Chitin, which is kind of outrageous. There is one guy out here that does not have a pair of mithril booties, so I gotta get him one of those. So that's what I'm gonna do. Before I get to that, though, guys, I want to show you, in case you maybe new to the game and you're not quite sure how to recycle things. I didn't when I first got to this game, and it was somebody that I watched, Rizakias, who. Was it Rizakias? I think it was Rizakias. It might have not been. I don't remember. Somebody showed me how to recycle, and it was one of the biggest things that you should use as often as possible if you know you're no longer going to be using that item. And you can see right here, if you drag it down to the bottom and then you click the little build button, it gives you a random selection of the resources that were used to make that item. So in other words, steel uses iron and wood. If you click it, you get 1 bar, 2 pieces of wood. The next time, you may get 3 pieces of wood and no bar. You may get just a variant of that. See, right there, I only got wood out of that. Wood again, so that sucked. But wood is still kind of nice. And you're not going to be using those weapons anymore because you have better, so why hold on to them? So I can get rid of this stuff. I got Chitin and wood out of that. Those actually drop off of creatures, so they're really not used for anything if you have better stuff. Again, I'm doing that with all of mine. Steel pickaxes, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because I'm not really using steel for anything other than making other items that I really, really wish I could make. I just don't have the resources. And now I might have the resources to do that. And I'm getting quite a bit of steel off those, so those are really, really nice to do. Let's do these cave wood. I don't really need Chitin, so at this point I'm actually happy to get the wood out of that. Let's see, cave drive. Yeah, we're going to do that one as well. What about this silver sword? Why not? I mean, we're really not going to be using silver weapons because we got mithril ones, so why hold on to that? Let's see, skeleton mace. These I should have got rid of a long, long time ago. Wood, come on, there we go. Go through it a little quicker. Getting a little bit of iron, mostly wood, but again, it could be worse. I could be getting like nothing out of it, which I don't think is actually a thing. I don't think I've ever gotten nothing out of recycling. It would be interesting if they threw that in there, but I'm actually happy they didn't. I probably should not be asking them to make the game even harder, but you know, I like throwing different stuff out there and seeing what sticks, what people like, and what they don't like. Silver. Okay, we need to get rid of all this. Wooden bow. I think I have one more left. Yeah, let's get rid of that and see what else we got here. Wooden staff. Some of you guys may not like seeing this, but I wanted to show it off because I rarely do. And it's kind of interesting to see just the random hodgepodge of stuff you can get out of this and how much resources you actually end up with. It may not seem like a whole lot, but then when you go back and look at it, and I'm getting some of these crystals back. Fantastic. Because I need a few of those. So let's see what else. Goblin Spear. Wow, I've been holding on to this stuff for too long. I got tons and tons of stuff. Some bones. You know, you can use the bones for torches, so that's not too bad. I mean, pretty much everything in this game is going to be used at some point. And the last few episodes, I think it was the last one that I was talking about these buckets and where they went. I think I actually used a bucket in a recipe and completely forgot about it. And I was going to make more, and I don't think I ever did. So that is probably where my buckets ended up. So if that was the case, guys, I do apologize because I was racking my brain with, you know, where those things could have gone, and it did not occur to me. Now these hats, these are the hats that they actually start with when they come into the game. So if you have dwarves die all the time and then upgrade them with a suit of armor or something like that, especially a hat piece, then you're going to have these hats far into the future when you know, you've gone through several dwarves. You may have a whole bunch of them in here. It didn't used to be the case, but it is now, where you can actually recycle those. It's basically free resources every time one of your dwarves die, kind of promoting you to kill them off fairly quickly in the beginning of the game. If you don't mind waiting the few minutes for them to come back, I wouldn't suggest doing it. I think it's more of like a little nice perk when they do die, you know, rather than something to exploit. But you know, you can play it however you want. If that's something you want to try to do, it definitely is feasible. It's just it's kind of rough on your dwarves, man. Like if you go by the storyline, they're gonna be like, you're the worst leader of them all. He used to kill us just for the resources that we bring to the table. That would just be horrible. I'm gonna go ahead and recycle everything that I can. Did I build those or did I recycle? You know what? I think it was recycling and building at the same time. That right? I mean, because I was recycling chin and it looked like it was actually counting up into the leather. Huh? I have to go back and watch that. Oh, you know what? It was giving me leather because it's used in the recipe. Okay, I see what it was doing. Let's go ahead and recycle that as well. And I got another piece. So that is kind of a nice one to recycle because you have a chance to actually get, you know, something else to recycle out of it. That's pretty cool. I don't remember that being the case, but definitely nice. Now, okay, so can we make better gear with that? Where are my I never made a set of silver. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay, how much does that do? Armor 20. What about gold? Armor 30. Okay, so that's better than silver. We're probably going to go with golden. And I have enough to do a few of these as well. 3, but I think I'm going to save it for the booties. I need at least one set of boots that is mithril, so let's go ahead and get that going. One right there. I need, what was it, 6 or 7 helmets. So let's see, how many of these can I make? Those are 3. That's 4. Let's make 2 of these. Get that done with, and then we'll do the rest in gold if we have enough, but we don't. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess we will have to do one here, and then I guess we'll do a few here because we have tons and tons of silver. In fact, I have not even made all the silver that I can. There's a few bars, a few hundred bars, I should say, that are left that I could, you know, craft and make a few of these. I think I only need to make 4 now, so I'm gonna go with 4. If I need more later on, I'll definitely make more, you know, but I don't want to make too much. So that's gonna be pretty good on our armor. Now I do want to finish off our base, but in this episode, before the next wave shows up, I am gonna go down and I'm gonna see if we can find more of the map. We have a few more guardians to kill, and I definitely want to find those guys and kill them. There's gold up here. I'm not gonna mine this right now. This is definitely something I will have to come back to because I desperately want more armor, but I'm hoping that I can find some mithril. That does sound like there's a cave down here of maybe those ants, so let's go ahead and put a portal here and start having our guys go down. Now, because this is going to be just an exploratory mission, my guys are going to go off in weird paths and just kind of see what's out there. I'm going to try to do it in a straight line if it will let me. There's definitely something there. Anytime you drag your cursor over the map and try to go off in a straight line, and then it stops actually mining, and then it skips a couple squares and goes to the next one. And in fact, I can show it right here. See, it will stop and it will pick up automatically. That basically means what you can see right there is a chasm right here. And that's kind of a cool little technique to find areas, even if your dwarves can't reach it, even if it's places that you literally cannot go right now. You can put those things down like that and just see the fact that there's nothing there. Like right now, I cannot click right here underneath this one for some reason. It just does not want to let me click. So I've never seen that before. So it's going to be interesting to find out what's actually down here. Let's put some scaffolding just in case. I probably shouldn't do that, because if they bust through right here and there's nothing down there, I'm going to lose all this scaffolding. But at least in the meantime, they can... yeah, there's definitely a chasm there. So I'm going to hold off on cutting this one down for now, just so that they can get down here. I can get a better view, and I don't lose my scaffolding if that's the case. And, you know, they can come over here and do what they need to do. He's going to fall down right here, but that's okay. Again, you know, I don't lose my scaffolding, which I'm very, very protective against, so probably more so than I should be. But it takes a lot of wood. Like, you have to make wood, or you have to get wood, make that into planks, and then make that into scaffolding. So it's not something you can do very easily, very quickly. And because of that, and just how useful it is to me, you know, I really, really don't like losing that. So let's see, we're going to have to put some dirt down right here, just so they can fill in that floor. I get... What, you can't do that? Why can't you do that, man? You can do that. Oh, come on. Actually, let me take you over. I'll take you over and I'll do it myself. That way it gets done a little quicker. There we go. And I'll release that. That's good right there. Okay, so how do we get down here? I don't know if I should do it. I'm kind of curious if I should just do my... I'm going to do the scaffolding after I said I wouldn't. But we're really far away from lava, as you can see right there, guys. We're pretty far up. So I don't think this is going to lead down into lava. But there's no guarantee, and I'm being a little bit risky with my stuff. Now, let's see. I need to put some torches down. We'll put one right there. Cut a hole right there, and a hole right here, and right here. Now, you don't necessarily have to put your torches off to the side. I haven't really been doing it that nicely. But, you know, when you do mining, there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing that. Holy crap. That is a deep, deep chasm. Let me put some scaffolding so you guys can get back up here a little bit. Jeez, yeah, look at that. Let's put a portal over here. That way my guys can get over here a little bit easier and help out. I'm going to tell them to attack. Now, I'm not going to leave this up and running. I should, if I want to do like an experience farm. Again, I mentioned a YouTuber earlier named Razakias. He's the one of the guys I watch just to kind of relax and watch Let's Plays. And, you know, he does this game as well. And, you know, one of the things he did was an experience farm. It was very, very cool. He set it up so that these bugs, who are infinite, as long as you don't kill too many of them at a time, like you can kill as many of them as you want over time, but as long as there's like 6 or 7 up still on the map, their little hive right there will not blow up like it just did. And because of that, because it won't blow up, you can sit there and kill them again and again and again and again until your heart's content, which is really cool, because that will allow you to set up like Tesla towers at the right distance. And it takes a little bit of tweaking. You're going to destroy that Tesla tower a few times. I would suggest setting it up with maybe those archery towers at first to figure out like what the right range is that you want. They don't do nearly as much damage, so take that into consideration, because once you put the tower down, not only does it do more damage to a single target, but it bounces from, I think, up to 2 more targets. So you can hit 3 guys at once, and it's going to kill faster because of that. So you want it close enough that it can hit those guys, but not too close that it kills too many too quickly. The problem with that is these little ant guys, they roam around wherever they feel like it. So one day they could be all over on one side, or the other day they could be, you know, spread out. The downside to that is if you have a Tesla tower and they choose to be all over here, your Tesla tower may actually kill them all. So you got to take that into account. Like I said, it's very, very tricky. It's not something you can easily do without a little bit of practice. But thankfully, they give you you know, 5, 6, 7 of these things, these ant farms, depending on what level you're playing. They give you a whole bunch of them so that you have, you know, opportunity to try it out and actually see whether you like it or not and whether it works or not. If it doesn't work, then it's fairly easy to kind of tweak it on the next one, you know, and hopefully figure out what you need to do on that one. I guess we're not going down that path right now. So we're going to continue going down. I guess I'm going to continue going straight down. That way, if I do put in another elevator up here, it should line up. I'm kind of trying to put them off just a little bit off to the side every once in a while, because I don't think you can put an elevator unit on top of another elevator unit. So I would have to put one lower and then have these guys walk off and come over here and come down and kind of at a little angle. And that might slow them down, whereas if I put the elevator right here next to this one, it should go, I mean, they should be able to just take this one, walk over, and then take the next one, which is a lot more efficient, just a little bit easier on my guys. So that's going to be good right there. Let's keep going here, that way they already have the scaffolding. I will go ahead and snag this stuff. It's kind of hard to resist it, because it's right here in front of me, but we're going to go down that way. What about these guys? Yeah, these guys can keep going. And of course, you know, if your guys are not able to chop something down for long enough period, it will despawn. The thing that you tell them to do will actually deselect itself. So that is kind of a nice thing. That way you don't have to worry about long, you know, forgotten instructions that you've given your guy, and you know, like 5 hours later they're just now getting to it. It's kind of nice if they did it that way. If you do forget stuff a lot of the time, you just want to be able to tell them, hey, just do this whenever you get a chance. I'll leave the game running in the background or something like that, and go off and worry about maybe fixing up my house and designing new decorations or whatever it is that you want to, you know, devote your time to. That's kind of a cool little feature. But again, it's kind of nice too that if they just can't get to it, you know, it kind of lets you know because they just never did it. But I don't know, to each their own. That one might be an annoyance to some people. I can definitely see how it might be, but I like it. I like that feature. So I guess you guys are good over here. What about my portals? Actually, my portals are all gone, aren't they? So let's put one here. Put a few down right there just for the time. Another risk right here. Another risk, but do we do it? I think we're going to do it. That's all my scaffolding, so I might be screaming here in a minute if it goes flying down into the lava. Again, we're still pretty far away. We haven't gotten to the lava over here yet, and that's a lot further down than we are over here. That's kind of how I'm judging it, but you just never know, and I hate risking that. It's almost like in Minecraft where they tell you never to dig down directly underneath you, and I do that crap all the time, guys. I am probably the worst about doing that. It's nuts, but it's just, you know, what I do. So I mean, hopefully you guys aren't you know, too upset about it, because you definitely could be. There we go. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's see, we're gonna put a torch here and another torch right there, and then they're gonna come down here. Let's see, we're gonna put some torches over here just to see what's in this direction, because it may lead off into a kind of a little cool little tunnel. Oh, my guys are just kind of chilling over here. Let's do a torch and a torch. At least everything gets done rather quickly once I do tell them to do something. Ah, there's another chasm down here. Maybe something kind of cool. Let's go off in this direction. We're gonna have to build some more torches here, so let's do that real quick, guys. Where are my torches? I think they're on this one. I like my regular torches. There are the slime torches, of course, you can build right here. I have never built any on this level, but I can build up to 760. The cool thing about them is they use bones and slime rather than you know, wood and resin. I thought it was ember at first, but no, it's resin. I can make 944 of these things. Holy crap. And if you want to make more than one, in fact, you make 4 at a time right now, but if you want to make more than that, you can scroll this little arm down, and now it's going to make 40. You can scroll it down one more, and now it's going to make you know, 200. And the reason behind that is, one is basically you're building one set. And one set for this is 4. Times 10, which is the next slot, is 40, and then times 50 is going to be 200. I don't think I need 200. Maybe 40 will be nice, so let's do 40. So we'll click it once, boom, we got 40. That way you don't have to sit there and do it again and again and again and again. It's kind of a nice little way to just kind of skip past any items that they know you're going to need a whole bunch of. Now, you're not going to use that too often, to be honest, guys. There's very, very few times I don't mind clicking the button again and again. When it comes to making stuff like mithril armor, I'm not going to be making 40 pieces at once, and if I am, I want the satisfaction of seeing or clicking all 40 of those. It took me a long time to get mithril, And you know, it's a strange thing, but for me, I definitely would. When it comes to torches, you make those things so often, they're just annoying, to be honest, how often you need them. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Climber's Book increases the skill moving up vertical mines and cliffs so that you fall less frequently. Okay, you guys are going good. In fact, the armor that I told them to make like 14 years ago probably is done, and it is. And look how much cleaner this looks. I don't have to look through, you know, page after page after page of stuff. I can just kind of go through it and be like, okay, this is the stuff I need to put on because I have it in here. And the only stuff I have in here is the stuff that I need. Okay, so you need booties as well. You have all mithril now. What about you? You have mithril, so let's give you a breastplate. Unfortunately, you do not have a hat yet. I think we ran out of mithril. We ran out of mithril before I could get the hats done. So let's give you gold. And you actually have a gold helmet already. Okay, so you're good. Gold armor, gold helmet. You're good. What about you? Silver, I guess, is going to be your thing, and you have really sucky hats, so let's go with steel on that one, just because it's a little bit better. You have a really sucky hat, too, so I need to make you better hats. I hate having these guys still in shit and armor at this point. Oh my god, look at this guy. This guy was wearing a shit and breastplate. That is a huge improvement for you, dude. Actually, let's look at that. What is that? 11 armor versus 20. Okay, so, you know, 9 is not bad. It's almost double what he had on. If he could have mithril, that would be even better. I do have golden booties that we do not need, so I can take that apart, maybe get a little bit more gold, and be a lot happier when my guys are a little bit more outfitted. And that way, if we run into another guardian or another dragon, my guys take even less hits than they are now, which is, you know, not a lot, to be honest. My guys are actually kicking some serious butt. Let's do this. Wow. Look at this stuff down here, guys. Unfortunately, I do not have anybody, not one single dwarf, with a mithril pickaxe. It's weird because on my other Let's Plays, when we got to that stage, the very first thing I always invested all of my mithril in was the pickaxes. And it's because you use it so much. And there's some mithril down here, guys. I can see it right here in the little corner. If you look right here, you can just see a little sliver of it. Yeah, it's one of the things you use the most in this game at a certain point. And so that was definitely something I invested in. This one I didn't because, you know, I was going down the warrior path. The level that I'm playing is really difficult, or at least as it is when you first start playing. And I wanted to make sure that I could survive. And as those of you who watched know, there was a lot of instances there where most of my dwarves died because they just did not have the gear. They didn't have the weapons. The waves get harder regardless of what you're doing. And, you know, of course, the higher level that you are, the harder the waves get. And it doesn't really go hand in hand with your equipment level. You know, like you could be working on your furniture and trying to get to the better towers or something like that, and then, you know, you level up. And when you level up, the enemies instantly get harder, and now all of a sudden your dwarves just cannot even survive a wave. So you do have to stop, at least on this level, take a minute and concentrate on your armor and your weapons every so often. And by every so often, I mean pretty regularly. I mean, that's going to be your driving force on this level. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a different experience is all I can say on that one. It's definitely worth trying out. If you're more into just like the building stuff part of the game, then you may not like this level as much. I found it pretty good, though. I found it overall a pretty fun time, and I didn't really have anything negative to say about it. It could actually get even worse, guys. I mean worse, I mean harder. On the next one, if they do another level, which I've been hearing kind of rumors that they might be doing some, you know, new world here in the future. If they actually do that, yeah, that could be. I don't know if we have the skill to master that level. Definitely something we can check out. I think this level would have been a lot harder had it not been for the fact that my main guy up here, the big monster dude, he kind of, you know, aired out or, you know, messed up or something, because he's no longer coming back and taking out his stuff. He doesn't want his tributes anymore. He hasn't shown up in like 6 hours, and that's probably not normal. And I'm guessing maybe at some point the new patch will fix that. But I'm trying, like I said, to get to the point where I have everything done before that new patch shows up. Because I have a lot of plans for that one. Me and Hydra-Sync are going to play. If any of you other guys at home who have been watching for a while, you play as well and you want to do multiplayer, you know, definitely leave comments down below, because I would love to group with you guys and go see your world and see what you guys have done. You know, I've done that on Minecraft several times. You know, I've visited people's servers. I've gone and built stuff on their servers and just gone to random servers and checked stuff out. And some of the things that I've been able to see because of that have been absolutely amazing. Like, you guys are incredibly talented at what you do. So, you know, I greatly enjoy that. And I know a lot of you like showing that stuff off as well because you spent a lot of time on it. And you know, rightfully so, you should be kind of proud of it. So I have no problem with going over there and checking that out. There is a little gap right there of something. Hopefully not too bad. Now we are finally getting back over to basically the deepest we've been, and we're finding more mithril because of it. And that's one of the reasons I'm kind of going off in a straight line, is I want to make sure that there is no more mithril over here that I'm missing. So we're going to go off in this direction as well, kind of keep the area straight here now. You don't necessarily have to go off like this. You don't have to be straight, but the you know, plus side to doing that is you can put tracks down. And it's something I haven't really done a lot of, but we're going to do here just to try it out and show you, you know, how well or how not so well it works. Now, when I say not so well, I'm saying that because in the past, they had it where only one dwarf can ride in the cart at a time. And because of that, it actually slows you down, because with all 14 dwarves walking together, they get to their location walking, but they all get there. Whereas with this one, only one guy can move there, and only one guy can move back across the tracks, which means you have to wait for somebody to get there, and then you have to wait for the cart to get back, and you know, it just it's kind of a little ridiculous in just how long you have to wait for it. So we need to make at least one of these. So let's do that real quick. I made a lot of these wheels to level up, and I knew I was going to make carts here in the future as well at some point. So that's kind of nice that I had that ready. We're going to make 2 of those. Let's go back to the tracks. Okay, so we have a few tracks. How many? Oh, wow, we can make a lot more. Let's make 50 tracks, because that's going to give us a nice chunk to work with. Rail switches, I haven't really used. Let's look at that. So the dwarves can get into the carts at places other than the beginning and end of the line. Install these switches. So we can do that. That's kind of nice. We have 1. I think 1 is good. Let's do 2 just in case. Okay, so let's drag these down. Where do I want to put these? We're going to drag these down where the furniture is at, because we don't need to be doing furniture right now. And put that right there. Let's see, what else? Anything else? No, I do want to build some of these miner lamps and stuff, but we'll hold off on that. So let's go ahead and start putting these things down. Yeah, these things are a lot faster. Of course, they move faster than a regular dwarf does, but I don't know. I mean, I like it. I have some qualms about how slow they move. Can I put that there? No, I have to put it actually on a track once it's already down. So that's kind of... I guess it makes sense. You know, if it's a rail switch, it needs to be on rails. So my guys need to go back and they need to start making some stuff. I think they have more than enough people just sitting over there doing nothing, to be honest. There's only, you know, a handful of my dwarves over here because I'm only going in a straight line. If I was doing too high, my dwarves would have the ability to help out. But because there's only 1 block to chop down, and the game does not allow you to chop down, you know, 1 block with multiple people, you know, that just, you're not gonna have to worry about that too much. Let's do this right here. We'll do another one right there. Get these set up so that I can put torches in them automatically, and we'll put one right there just to kind of even that out. What about you guys? What are you doing over here? Yeah, we need to put that torch down. And then we're going to come in here and kill this stuff. But I think we're going to save that for the next video, guys. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow the channel, and I greatly appreciate it, guys. Also, make sure to leave those comments down below, because I do want to hear back from you guys and hear what you have to say about the new updates that are coming out, the new you know, multiplayer and things of that sort. By the time you watch this video, though, they probably have been out for a little while, so definitely let me know what your experiences are. I will be doing that here very shortly. Again, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to. I actually want to, you know, promote you guys to come out and have a good time with me. Oh, holy crap. There's a guardian. That is going to be... Oh, and a dragon. Jeez. That is going to be our next, you know, episode right here, guys. We are going to be doing that here in a minute. Again, guys, until next time,